And we are back, and we just finished a Freevee original holiday movie, EXmas, EXmas, from 2023 with a runtime of 1 hour and 33 minutes. This comes to us from director Jonah Feingold and writer Dan Steele. This is the story of Graham, played by Robbie Amell, who decides to come home to celebrate Christmas with his family as a surprise, since he had told them he was originally going to work through the holidays, only to find out that his family has invited his ex-fiancee, Allie, played by Leighton Meester, to the home for the holidays. This is kind of predictable and a little saccharine, I guess, although a little confusing because I felt like some of the drama was a little manufactured, but I will ask you, Olive G, because you and I were the only two people to watch this film. What did you think of the film?
This film was a struggle to get through, considering that you guys fell asleep.
Yes. It took us 2 days to get through it, because the first time, I think 3/4 of the audience fell asleep, and then you and I plowed through it. The rest of it today. What did you think?
You don't even remember most of it. You were asleep for probably some of the beginning.
I think I saw the beginning and then I started, I guess, powering down. I mean, I feel like I saw enough of it to know what was going on. I mean, it wasn't like a crazy, convoluted, complex plot. It was a guy who's hurt that his family went ahead and included this girl, his ex-fiancee, in their family festivities, and then the competition that kind of springs up from that. Because
that's because they didn't know he was coming.
Right.
If he said he was coming, then they wouldn't have invited her at all.
Well, it's still weird that she accepted, considering, I mean, I get it that she didn't have parents and she's alone, and I guess they had been dating for 5 years, so she was sort of one of the family, but it was still weird for them to invite her and for her to sort of accept, considering
she's probably just like a family friend to them, like a nice family friend.
Well, no, they saw her, I think, as a daughter.
Yeah.
And his brother seemed to have a continuing relationship with her, as did his sister.
Yeah,
Graham's
didn't
sister.
at one point she said, well, after a couple of drinks, once you think about it. Oh, yes,
she thinks about her too. Yes. Well, what did you think? You didn't even answer my question. What did you think of the film? Did you like it? Did you dislike it?
I liked it.
Okay.
And I feel like Graham Cracker, whatever the hell his name is, has no right to be angry at her, okay? They didn't even know he was coming, and he was so preoccupied on, like, his working and stuff.
Right. That was one of the things that comes up. Like, she broke up with him because he was so career focused, which doesn't seem like a bad vice to have, but what do I know?
Yeah, well, she wanted him to be there.
Right. To be present in the relationship. I understand that. Yes. And I guess that's important too, but he was sort of doing it, like he explains to her at the end, he was doing it for their future, but I guess...
Yeah, well, they can worry about that later. He just needs to be there.
I mean, sometimes you have to be an adult and plan out for the future as well.
Just save money.
All right, so you liked it. Did you have a favorite character? Did you like Allie? Did you like Graham? Did you like...
I forgot all their names.
Did you like the mother? Did you like the dad? Jeannie and Dennis?
I like the gay sister.
Mindy. Okay.
She was nice.
And I guess the adopted brother, Elliot.
Yeah, he's
and
there.
And then the car salesman, Brady, and the girl from the bar.
I said I like Mindy. The
Mindy.
Gay,
what did you like?
Sister.
What did you like about Mindy?
I don't know. She was nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Like, she tried to tell him off by saying that he shouldn't have a competition over this. And he wouldn't listen to her. It's rude. Mindy's nice. She was trying to give him advice, and yet he wouldn't listen.
But then he gets even with her at the end, right?
Honestly, he shouldn't have done that. Like, Oh God. The thing is, probably at that Christmas party, he knew she was probably gonna come, and then he still invited her anyway. That was real. In their case, they didn't know he was coming, and they invited her. So,
but he just did what they did to him. So maybe he's hoping that Mindy and Heather work it out and get back together. I guess Mindy's not with that other girlfriend at the first Christmas after.
No.
I guess not, because why would Heather be there?
Because he wanted to get.
All right. Do you have any other thoughts about this film? No.
Overall, it wasn't the best Christmas movie I've seen.
No, it certainly wasn't.
The best romance Christmas movie I've seen.
No, I feel like this was trying too hard. It was very, I don't know. I struggled with it. It took me 2 days to get through, and I kind of
fell asleep the first time.
I kind of wish we hadn't committed to that story. It just wasn't good. I don't have anything nice or positive to say about it. I'm glad that the production happened and it offered jobs to people, but as a storytelling experience, it was very, very lackluster. The story itself seemed kind of silly, and the drama seemed very manufactured. Like, again, I can't imagine being upset with somebody for being ambitious in a relationship, for wanting to think of the long term and think ahead about the future to the point where I'm almost immature and don't want to give that person the opportunity to talk things through.
This is like 10 minutes long, and it's like you guys aren't like talking that much. Can I talk?
Sure.
I didn't see like any of the film, but I want to say stuff.
Sure. Well, didn't you see the first day?
Of the first 15, yeah.
Okay. So what what would you like to add?
All right, guys. I'm joining now, and I say, this movie kind of sucked, and Mom's right about, from what I saw, Mom's right about the manufactured drama. I thought that the acting was kind of like stiff.
Yes.
Like, I couldn't really imagine these people doing this in like real life. It was just kind of like, oh, this is definitely like, they're actors. Not the best. Anyway, I want to discuss what you're talking about with the I can't be mad at someone for being ambitious. Like, did they explain why they broke up? Is that why you're saying that?
Yeah. So you come to find out that they've broken up, and in one of their, I don't know if it was like an argument or something, it comes up that she left her job as an accountant to be, I guess, a baker full time. She makes like these, I guess, cookies.
Okay.
And during the holidays, she makes holiday cookies, and
I'm sure there's money there.
Oh, I'm sure. And I guess while they were together, she brought up the idea of having like a food truck, and he was supposed to help her, but he never got around to it because he was so busy with his job.
Okay.
And they're in the kitchen at some point, and she's making cookies. Mm-hmm. And this comes up, and he's there, and I guess it comes up, and he's like, is this why you broke up with me? And she won't discuss it with him. And the sister chimes into the mother, and she goes, yeah, it was supposed to be Graham that was helping her with this truck, but he didn't. So then Graham, the sister and the mother leave the room, and he's trying to talk to her about it, but she doesn't seem to want to talk about it, and they can't have a discussion about it. But it seemed like a kind of silly thing to get worked up about.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't break up if
she ultimately confesses to him because they wind up having sex.
I could see that kind of.
Yeah.
After they said, I hate you.
After they said, I hate you.
That's a big thing.
Yeah. So the next day, and it's weird because he's the one who seemed proactive about wanting to have a conversation. She just wanted to sort of like, let's not discuss the fact that we slept together, even though we're not a couple. and we've been sabotaging each other these last few days or whatever. So I don't know. I didn't think of Allie in a positive way. Like, it kind of bothered me that she was like this way. And there's another scene where she becomes very competitive at like family board game night.
That scene was so cringy.
Yeah. And that also didn't leave a nice taste in my mouth about the Allie character. So I really didn't like her. Whereas Graham, okay, so he's not paying attention to her, I guess, as much as she wanted to. But instead of having an adult, mature conversation with him, she's just going to break up with him, even though he proposed to her and he's thinking about the future and he's working hard.
Like, she always asked him like to have a discussion, but he never came around to it because he was always busy with work.
He can't be busy 24 hours a day. And I'm sure that there were times where he was doing things with her where she could really talk to him. Listen, relationships are a two-way street. They're about sacrifice. They're about compromise. You give and you take. And it didn't seem like she was as committed. If she was willing to give up this relationship that she was in for 5 years, where this guy actually proposed to her, then I don't know what to say. It just didn't feel genuine on her part. It felt like she just gave up on the relationship. She was fine to move on. And because they were thrown into this situation, she sort of had to deal with him. If they weren't in that situation, their paths never would have crossed again. Whereas it felt like Graham really genuinely had a growth in character and came to an epiphany and a realization and did the work to become a better person. Like, it bothered me that she wasn't fully realized, I guess. I don't know what the word is. It just didn't feel like she was.
None of the roles were really like fully like fleshed out.
Not really.
From what I saw.
Not really. And it was kind of sloppy writing. I feel like there's better Hallmark movies than this, but I don't know. I mean, it looked cute on the trailer, and I thought I kind of expected more from it, but I didn't really get much from it. So, I if I had to give this a number from 1 to 10, I think I would give this a 4, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't see it getting higher than that.
What about you, Olive G? What do you give this? 1 to 10?
3.
A 3.
Wow.
Okay.
I think I've been trying to formulate a response to what you said. I think that Allie counted on Graham kind of like serving her more than he served himself. Like, he's got his own job, but she wants him to sacrifice time and help her with something else. But I feel like she could have had someone else to help her while he continued to work his job. So she advances and he keeps working. And then, like, it'd be good in the long term because when she's stable, he still got his job because he wouldn't have been cutting back hours to help her. He couldn't have risked losing anything. And then they'd both be in good positions. And it would have worked out. I think that she expected him to drop everything, maybe because they were in a relationship. She felt like he would
Well, it's funny that you went to the abandon word, because that's actually a scene in the movie where she basically says that she broke up with him because she felt like he wasn't as into her, so she was going to hurt him before he hurt her, which is also very immature.
It is. That's not really like a... As an adult, I feel like that whole "I'm going to hurt you before you hurt me" is a teenager thing.
Yes.
If you're an adult and you're still thinking like that, you're probably not mature enough to be in a committed relationship where you're like thinking of marriage and whatnot.
Yeah.
So yeah, obviously they should give each other attention and whatnot. I'd understand if she got upset that he wasn't giving her attention, but he's got his own job and he can't, like, obviously they'll give each other attention, like, besides working. Like, he'd work and then they'd have time to spend together. But I guess maybe she wanted more. And if you want, like you said, he's hoping to he's working for the long term. So obviously, if you're both working, you won't like get as much time together as you would hope. But there's still a bit. I don't know where I'm trying to go with this, to be honest. I just think that
I thought he was working overtime so that way he could get promoted. So that way, like.
Right. That was another thing. And that was another thing that was strange because so he worked for this video gaming company that expected him to work through the holidays, whereas everybody else was at the holiday party, but he was still in his office working on this project that was due on Christmas Day. And then on Christmas Day, his family goes to the ice skating rink. His father has a mini heart attack, I guess.
wow.
And then they take him to the hospital. Luckily, it's not anything serious. But then the boss calls Graham, and Graham basically says, "The hell with you, I quit." He actually has growth through the course of the story. Whereas I don't feel like Allie learned anything. I don't believe she changed. She comes back at the end because she allegedly left her cell phone, and like the family is there because they were going to run after her. And that was another scene that was kind of annoying. It was like Keystone Cops trying to get everyone together to get to the airport to stop Allie from leaving so that Graham could make up with Allie. But so she comes to the house and he professes his love to her, and she makes a joke about, "Oh, I just came for my phone." And he's crestfallen because he's just laid his heart bare to her.
Oh my God.
And then she's like, "Oh, I have it," kind of.
That's
Yeah. So
All right.
so there's another thing that I really didn't like the Allie character at all.
she
I
doesn't
just-
seem likable.
No. I'm like, why are you with her? He didn't seem like a bad guy. I mean, maybe it's just me. I don't expect to be attached to my partner like morning, noon, and night. So I don't know.
I guess that was her problem.
I was playing a video game while you guys are watching this, so there's the proof right there.
There, exactly.
Remnant 2.
Yes.
Excellent game.
Yes.
How nice.
So it's just weird. I don't know. Is this what young people are like? Because I'm glad I'm not young. I don't think that I could do this dating thing again because that's just silly. It seemed like manufactured drama.
Very manufactured. I don't know. That movie it wouldn't, like, if I watched it, I'm sure if I watched the full thing, it wouldn't seem like real. It would be very clearly actors doing something super stiff, not really like.
Yeah, and I agree with you. I think the acting was very bleh.
Yeah, no, I didn't like it. I didn't like this film.
Yeah.
I didn't watch enough to make like insightful judgments on the characters. But
You really didn't miss much. It wasn't a good film.
Yeah. I'm glad that I didn't have to watch it. I just kind of like joined in because the review was gonna be like 10 minutes long.
Thank you for your input. Did you want to give it a number, or you said 4 as well, like me?
I would probably give it also a 4. I don't see how it could get higher than that.
Yeah, it wasn't good. It wasn't good. All right. So our judgment is pass on EXmas. There's definitely better movies to watch, like The Man Who Came to Dinner, which you can stream on Max. Fantastic film from the 40s that still holds up. Really great character development, a superb script. But this EXmas movie from 2023, a Freevee original, is a dud. And that's it from us, and we will bid you all a
Night.
Good night.
good night.